Hello, hello. Today's my birthday, and it's gonna be a birthday I remember. Like I said, I've been going through spiritual warfare with my wife, and the enemy always comes around holidays, special days, when me and my wife is doing good and everything else. And last 2 days, me and her did a getaway. We went down to San Diego, enjoyed our time there. I finally had my wife. No smart comments, nothing enemy driven. It felt like my wife, loving and everything. And then we come home. Now. Let me go ahead and explain this real quick. My wife makes wonderful cakes. A couple weeks back, she asked me what kind of cake I want. I said, I want one of your cakes with chocolate icing. No homemade chocolate icing. You can put some store-bought ice, some store-bought icing on it. Just make me a yellow cake. Nothing extravagant. No happy birthday on it. Just a yellow cake. That's all I want for my birthday. I don't ask for much. When her birthday comes around, or anytime when her birthday comes around, I'll go all out. Gifts, I don't put price tag on the gifts. I give her what she wants. I don't ask for much throughout the year. I go to work, I come home, I fight spirits, I pray, I do what the word wants me to do. So she asked me again. I said, she's like, now I was supposed to have a couple people come by for my birthday. It's Super Bowl Sunday. A couple people supposed to come by. Now, they all canceled. I was not even tripping. I had both mother-in-laws. I had my mother and I had my mother-in-law at the house because they watched the two babies while we was gone for the 2 nights, 3 days. 2 nights, 3 days. And I told my wife on the way home, I said, well, I don't think nobody gonna show up. So, all I asked for was some chicken wings that she could cook. All she gotta do is clean the chicken wings, put some seasoning on them, put them in the air fryer. It's just me, her, my mom's, 4 people. It's not a lot. She came, and I told her we'll get 1 pizza. That's all I wanted. Because she took me out last night. My dinner wasn't right. They had to compensate us on my dinner. So, and I feel like in the back of her mind, she should be like, okay, cool, it's his birthday. But the thing is with my wife, she's very selfish. She only thinks about herself. Because now we ain't having a party, right? It's my birthday. When she had her birthday, she wanted a lot. She wanted a crab boil about 2 years ago. And I drove an hour away, then had to wait in line for almost 3 hours to get her this lobster boil. But I didn't trip because it was her birthday. I'm her husband. I'm supposed to. I didn't complain. I didn't eat all day. Even what I had to go get to eat, because I didn't want crab. I didn't want no, that's what she wanted. I didn't want that. I didn't want to eat that. I bought me a burger from Red Robin. Ate that on the way home. But I got her what she wanted. Now, all I wanted her was to make me air fry some chicken wings. That's all I want. Throw them in some sauce, we good. Get a pizza, we good. Her mom was not going to even eat the chicken wings. She wanted some fish. So on the way home, she tells me how her mom wants fish from whatever fish market. And I guess, she felt the need to go get her the fish because she has been watching our children. I'm not tripping on that. But on the flip side, I am. Because as soon as we get home, and hold on, I told her, how about you make the cake on Thursday? Because my wife sells cakes. I see it don't take long for her to make a cake. Once you make a cake on Thursday, wrap it up, put it in the freezer. Then when we leave, when we check it out from San Diego, because it's like a 2-hour drive, tell your mom to take the cake out, unthaw. Let it start getting unthawed. We probably ain't gonna sing happy birthday or anything until later on that evening. You spread the icing on it and we're good. I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much. So we step in the door, we kiss the babies, and then I think her mother asks, did you see your cake? So I go in there, I see the cake. All I said was, my wife comes in there and says that her auntie made the cake. Right? So from there, I'm like, well, I wanted you to make the cake, but I'm not complaining. I'm not yelling at her. It's just, I felt disappointed because I've been asking my wife to make this cake. I go to work, I come home, I attend to her, I love her like the Bible tells me to do. My job is to love my wife, and it's like I don't get it back. So she gets upset. Now, I ain't said nothing. I just said I rather would have had loved the cake from my wife. That's all I said. Even though I done told her all week long, for almost 2 weeks, what kind of cake I want. I never said, that I wanted store-bought cake. I want your auntie to make it. I said I want you to make it. So, and on top of that, ain't nobody coming over. She felt like she didn't want to come home and get straight to cooking. Ain't nobody said that she had to come home and get straight to cooking. You ain't making, she asked me, how many chicken wings you want? I said 6. We putting them in the air fryer. You only gonna cook for 3 people. You gonna get 6 or 8 wings. I'm gonna get 6. My mom probably get about 6 wings. We share a pizza. We good. So, my mom said something. I can't recall what she said. Because she's type, I done had spiritual fights with her also. And when they're both together, the enemy really shows out and acts up. Right? Because my mom don't know the word of God. So, my wife storms into the kitchen to throw the cake away. Matter of fact, she puts it in the trash. I'm looking at her like, why are you, before she even done, I already know what she's about to do. Because I just told her how my mom threw away a cake that my dad, when I was little, she threw away a cake. Now, I didn't say I didn't want the cake. I didn't argue why she didn't make me a cake. I didn't say anything, but she wants to throw the cake away. So she throws it in the trash. It's still in the box. right? Nice cake, nice looking cake, chocolate, but I'm not even complaining about it. So my mom takes the cake out. I'm to the point, like, why are you acting like this? So now it gets spiritual, because I start to recognize the signs and the things that she say. I'm trying to talk to her, and she wants to argue, and she's not listening. So every time, I listen to her, like the Bible tells me to do, and then when it's time for me to talk, she wants to cut me off. Anytime that happens, it's a spiritual fight. I know it's a spiritual fight. And then I hear the key words. So I grab my keys, I leave, right? Because what's crazy, her mother and my mother, they're not saying, you know what, you was wrong for doing that. He didn't do anything wrong. I didn't complain. I didn't say anything. I didn't, say I didn't want the cake. I did not want it. I'm not going to eat it. So I leave. I go put gas in the car. I'm out for maybe about 40 minutes. I come back in the house. My mom is complaining. Before all that, I'm telling my mom, you know what? I'm going to take you home. Because like I said, when the enemy's using her, when the enemy's using my wife, then he jumps in, he jumps back and forth with my mom and my wife. So now I'm being attacked. To the point, I tell my mom, I'm taking you home. Let's go. Get your stuff, please. She calling me all types of names. My wife is in the bedroom. Then she starts saying, your wife is going to leave you. And all this other type of stuff. Like, why are you even saying this? You a person that's not even married. And you ain't been married since you was with my dad. Y'all been divorced since I was 13 years old. 12, 13 years old. But anyway, she gets to talking about, I don't want to go home because I want to watch the Super Bowl. Now, my mom stays about 35 minutes away from where I live at. So it's a little drive. Got to get on the freeway. 35 minutes there, 35 minutes back. So, like I said, I leave, I come back, I tell her, you want to watch the Super Bowl and spend time with your grandkids and spend time with Coretta, go right ahead. So I go back outside. I go get my Battlefield of the Mind book. I said, let me start reading this book, man. I'm just tired. I feel like I'm about to just explode, And I don't want this video to delete. So I'm going to go ahead and end it, and I'm going to give you part 2. So this is part 1. This is part 2, so I'm just going to try to make this real quick. I don't know how much data, memory I got on my phone. So, recap what I was saying. I had a spiritual fight with my mom and my wife. To the point, I'm putting it all out there. Because I'm not perfect. And I'm constantly in this battle with the enemy. And it's just, I've been fighting this enemy for years. And I'm tired. It gets you to a point where you get mentally tired. So, I'm supposed to take my mom home. But I tell her she can stay. I pick up the Battlefield of the Mind. I go sit on the step. And I get to reading it. I come back in the house. My wife is still acting up, telling me how she should not have to make a cake and make wings. We just got back from vacation, and I'm like, and I'm not saying nothing to her. Like, I didn't tell her make me a cake. You know, but I felt like, dang, you don't even want to make me no wings now? You don't even want to make me no chicken wings? You ain't messing with no grease, no fire. The air, all you got to do is cook them halfway on the timer and then flip them over, and then they're done. It don't take long. But you can't make me some wings? It don't even take 30 minutes. But I'm not saying this to her. So now I'm like, this is my birthday. My wife already just ruined it by throwing the cake away that I didn't tell her I didn't want. So now I'm on the couch, I'm holding my daughter, and we chilling for about 40 minutes. I'm just watching YouTube. She comes in there, sits down on the couch, apologizes, right? She and I'm like, okay, that's cool, you know, thank you. Something that she don't do. She don't never really apologize. So then she tells me she's gonna go get her mom some fish. My wife is gone for like 30 minutes to go get some fish for her mom. But you couldn't make me, even if you wanted to make, like, she tried to attempt to make a cake to kind of like shut me up, but I'm not complaining about it. But it's like, you're not doing it out of love. You're doing it to try to shut me up, but I'm not complaining about it. But you'll go get your mama some fish. Like, you're not even putting me first. Like all she really had to say is, you know what, Rashad? I know it's your birthday, but I'm gonna go ahead and make you the cake and start on these, and make you a cake, or I'm gonna cook these chicken wings. Can you please go? I'm gonna order the fish. Can you just go pick it up? I would have said yes. So anyway, man, she attempts to try to make the cake, and she's complaining about it. And I said, I don't even want the cake. I didn't ask you to make a cake. Like, she's putting words in my mouth. I never told her, make me a cake. I told you a couple weeks prior, make me what I wanted for my birthday. Like, it's one day out the year. I don't ask for much. I don't get much. I attend to my wife. Whatever her needs is, I try to give it to her. Emotional, physical, spiritual. I try to get it, but it's like I'm not getting the same in return, and it's frustrating. She wants to say, I got them all these presents about $400-500. Like, did you really just throw some prices out there? Like I ain't spent money on you? Like, I don't even care how much money I spend on you, on your birthday. Whatever I feel like you deserve, you deserve. We work hard, so if I want to get you something that's expensive, you deserve it. We're not 16 years old. We're not 18. We don't work at Walmart. I ain't no disrespect to anybody out there working at Walmart, but I'm just saying, like, we make okay money, you know, to get whatever you ask for. So I come in the house, I'm talking to my wife, and so now she gets to talking. She calls me a BAN. Now, this is when I know this is the enemy, because my wife don't talk to me like that. You a BAN. You a bit, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay. So now it's spiritual. But it was always spiritual. You're going to be on wife number 4. I'm like, ain't nobody holding you hostage. I don't hold you hostage. Now my mom gets into it. Oh, you gonna lose your wife. She always uses, when the enemy uses that, when she says that to me, I know that's the enemy speaking. Then she says, you're just like your father. No, I'm not. I'm far from him, because he's not even a godly man. So now she gets to speaking on things that don't hold no truth. Now, I guess I'm a bad person because I got married when I was young, and didn't get married until almost 15 years later. But since that marriage didn't work because it was spiritual, and I never really got to tell y'all the story on that, and now I'm married again, I'm a bad person. Like, oh, all I do is get married and divorce and get married again. Like, that's not even fair. But, and this is where I let the enemy use me. Because in the middle of my wife calling me, and I let the enemy use me, and I'm not proud of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the good with the bad and the bad with the ugly. My wife is calling me all types of names. She's yelling in the kitchen. You know, I try to talk to her. The windows is open. I let my anger get the best of me. I pick up the baby's playpen and I throw it towards the kitchen table. Then I pick it up and I'm pushing my wife with the baby's playpen. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. The enemy could use me too. It don't matter how much I use the word. The enemy, when you use the word all the time, the enemy's going to try to test you, and he's going to try to, you know, show God, oh, he's not who he claims to be. He's still this dude that was that dude before you changed him. You know, he's doing like Job, you know, like in the book of Job. Like, he's testing me. He constantly tests me because he don't like me. And I understand that. Now, do I put my hands on my wife? No. I don't put my hands on her. I pick up the kitchen table, I pick up the wooden kitchen chair, and I throw it at the wall. That's not me. I don't do things like this. The chair breaks. Next thing you know, I walk out the house, my mom comes behind me, she yelling at the top of her lungs. We're in a nice community apartment. I grab my mother at the door. I grab her and then lay her down on the ground. I should have never grabbed my mother. I walk out and I leave. I hop back in the car and I leave. I'm upset. I'm hurt. I'm frustrated. The anger done used the best of me. I turn around, go back to the house. 5-10 minutes later, I drove to the park, sat in the car, thinking like, what the hell did I just do? That's not me. I let the enemy use me. I gotta repent. I'm not gonna put my hands on my mom ever again. It ain't gonna happen. I'm better than that. I know what God wants from me as a man. So I go back to the house. I tell my mom, get her stuff. I'm calm. But my wife is still upset, yelling. I'm gonna tell you how this enemy works because I already know what's going on. So now, anytime you act out, like my wife done acted out towards me numerous different times, bit me, hit me, cursed me out, called me all types of names. But as soon as the enemy, as soon as I do something that's sinful, the enemy, when he's using my wife or anybody, they're gonna remember it. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna remember it. Don't matter what they did to me in the past. She's gonna look at me like, oh, I'm a person that put my hands on my mother. I didn't hit. I got something to use every time there's a argument. She'll bring it up again in the future, even though I didn't hurt my mom.